Hi there. Good afternoon for those of you in the UK or Europe, and good morning, I guess, to everybody who may be in the States. And hello for everybody else. I'd like to welcome you to a series of sessions that we're jointly producing between Audience of the Future Live at the UK House and with South by Southwest. It's the fourth year, in fact, that Audience of the Future has been at South by Southwest. Obviously, we'd all love to be in Austin, sharing the projects that we've brought to this year's South by with all of you in physical locations, probably physical locations featuring music and drinking and all those things that make South by so unique. But what we've done here is bring a series of experts, companies, R&D projects, academics together virtually so that you can all meet them and engage with them, interrogate them, see what they're up to, and hopefully connect with them both here at South by and also in the real world as things hopefully develop over the next year. And it's worth saying this is not only the fourth year that we've been at South by as Audience of the Future, but also it's the fourth year that we've been working with the UK's Department for International Trade and the Arts Council's Future Arts and Culture Programme and British Underground to put things together. It's different doing it virtually. It's been really interesting, and it does, I think, in some ways enable us to do new things, and inevitably it restricts what we can do as well. So I thought I should say a little bit more about what is Audience of the Future. So Audience of the Future is an initiative by the organisation I work for, which is UK Research and Innovation, to explore, really, it's been an experiment, which is an experiment in what happens if you turbocharge research and innovation in the creative industries. Obviously, the creative sector for the UK is a hugely important sector. It's historically one of the fastest growing sectors of our economy. It's a huge sector for the UK, perhaps bigger than for any other country in the world proportionately. And even though we've got world-class aerospace, and we've got world-class automotive sectors, and we certainly have a world-class life sciences sector, the creative industries in the UK are bigger than all of those combined. And what we've been really interested in is to explore that space where research and innovation, particularly some might say technology innovation, and the creative industries mix. And by the creative industries, of course, we mean the UK definition of the creative industries, which goes all the way from culture, from museums and galleries and libraries and performance companies, all the way through to the more commercial creative industries, gaming, film, advertising, communications, architecture, and so on. So over the last 4 years, we've kind of established a network within the UK that's now has 9 clusters across the UK. We've set up some big demonstrator programs, fantastically, one of which is running in parallel. Its biggest public demonstration to date, which is Dream Online. So we've had 4 demonstrators around immersive technologies and the experiences that we create from those in different sectors. And Dream is our performance demonstrator, led by the Royal Shakespeare Company, and Sarah Ellis has been talking about that at South by, and indeed will be on a panel later on within the UK House. And of course, you shouldn't forget, there is a performance of Dream this evening UK time, 7 o'clock. And that's 2 p.m. Austin. Still tickets available. It's a remarkable demonstration of what happens when you bring a group of creators who are committed to innovation together with technical colleagues who can execute a vision. So it's end-to-end digital performance. It's motion captured live from a volume at Portsmouth University in the UK, driving avatars out live to an audience around the world. It's really remarkable, and they give you a fantastic insight behind the scenes as part of the performance as well, so you can meet the cast and understand just what a remarkable achievement it is. So that's one of our 4 demonstrators. We've got 500 companies in the network now who are working on R&D programs with researchers from universities. That's 60 different universities, and so we've got small companies, we've got creatives, we've got researchers from a whole range of disciplines, not just the arts and the humanities disciplines, but engineering, computer science, psychology, anthropology. What we're exploring is, how do you develop research and innovation to meet the needs of the creative industries? And of course, over the last year, that's meant, to a great extent, how do we support those research and innovation needs across the pandemic? Some of you, if you logged on a little bit early, may have seen that we've recorded what this incredibly challenging year that all our programs have had, and I created a video about the resilience that all the projects have shown, which is presented by Ham the illustrator, absolutely brilliantly. And what it looks at is the way that our projects not only had to survive their way through the pandemic, but quite remarkably, how they've responded to it, how largely concerned with creating new products and experiences and services, they've responded to the disruption in all our lives, and particularly of their audiences or consumers' lives, and pivoted towards it. So rather than going into a burrow and hoping, waiting till this was all over, what they've done is looked at the opportunities that the pandemic has offered and opened up, whether that's audiences seeking out cultural or creative experiences when they've been locked down at home, or whether it's been new ways of making things that have been imposed because of social distancing. And it's a remarkable little film, I think, and a really great tribute to the imagination and ingenuity of the creative sector in the face of the pandemic. So I'm not going to detain you that much longer. At the end of this, we'll run a reel which will show all the things that are the UK House and Audience of the Future Live is going to bring you over today. And I just thought I might pick up on a few of those. So at 5:30 this afternoon, or 12:30 if you're in Austin, midday, we have, as I say, got a session that involves that includes Sarah Ellis, but it's from the RSC and what they've learned over the last year. But it's a really interesting bringing together of people who have had to pivot and adjust and be agile over the last year, and they'll be discussing what's changed the way they think, which of those changes they think are here for the long term and which will revert to normal. So we've got Haz Dalul in there, and Connor Roach from BOP, Florian Block from the University of York, and all under all guided by Jess Driscoll from the UK's Digital Catapult Centre. So I think that's going to be a really fantastic discussion. We've got, you can meet some of our projects and makers. We've got deep dives with companies like ScanLab, and meetups with really creative SMEs like Digital Noughts that you can access through the UK House. The Delic Network, really interesting proposition in terms of a platform for music sharing. Magic Beans are there this afternoon. They're really great, and we'll welcome you all interacting with them. Later on in the day, so I think it's 7:15 UK time, 2:15 for those in Austin, we'll be opening our immersive arcade, which you'll be able to enter and see a kind of virtual 20-year history of immersive experiences, which we'll be staging over the next 9 months, and tonight's kind of the opening of that. And I've got to come back later on and join a really exciting panel with Sol Rogers and Janet Hull from the UK's Creative Industries Council, talking about the strengths of what's a growing and emerging creative technology or createch sector in the UK. There's also some of our young researchers who you can meet online. They've got their work in the poster session, but there's also a meet and greet sessions with some of those younger researchers. So if you're looking for talent, don't miss that. And kicking us off after in about 10 minutes, we've got a session which brings together a group of people from the UK and from the US who've been trying to forge transatlantic R&D collaborations in this very, very difficult year, and it's a really exciting prospect. So that's a really exciting kickoff for us in just under 10 minutes. And in the intervening time, we're going to show you a reel of what you can access through the UK House, brought to you by Audience of the Future Live. Thanks.
I don't think I'll ever forget my first day at Factory 42. News of a possible national lockdown because of COVID had just broken.
We had actually launched a new experience in the Metro Centre in Gateshead.
Had moved into full production and ready for a performance in June 2020.
We had created and established an amazing story with Aardman. All our technology was in place.
2020 seemed to hold so much promise, yet all across the creative sector, the impacts of the pandemic were felt. And this is a story of some of the projects that were supported by the Audience of the Futures Challenge and the Creative Industries Clusters program, and how even the best laid plans were disrupted.